metric. The software metric is design metric. In the software metric we have quality attributes and blah blah blah, but CK metric is purely design metric.
So design metrics contain so many things. Doctor, you say doctor, design metrics is like what?
Software metric cover many things. One of the metric is the design metric. Under the design metric we have the CK metric. So we already finished the state diagram, component diagram. This is example of the component diagram, and this is the deployment diagram that I am not covering, but it shows the how you will deploy your system in the customer side. Then the relationships among views. So design and the component view is the alpha relation, the process and the deployment view is the beta relation. So alpha to beta is the relation between them. I already covered the concept for the architectural pattern. We have DFDs, you have UML modeling, and we have the ERD diagram. These are the some more examples of architectural patterns. Distributed architecture pattern, event driven, frame based, batch, pipes, filters, repository centric, blackboard, interpreter, rule based, layered, MVC, IR centric, subsummation and disposable. So these are the some more examples of architectural patterns. Few of them I am going to cover. Not all, yes, not all, few of them. Yes. The general patterns, peer-to-peer architecture, client-server architecture, and the MVC architecture. Peer-to-peer is the architecture that was used before the client-server architecture. Have you heard about the peer-to-peer architecture? Format. Oh, yes. 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 So we connect each PC to the another PC. So it's also called node to node. So we connected the nodes, and there is no single server. This without server. So all the machines are connected to each other. Then you have client server. How to define the client server architecture? Mr. Nasir? Mr. Abdullah? Abdul Rahman? Nazir Yazid? Muhammad? Mr. Khalid? Yes, item.
A server is providing all the service for each client and manage the communication between them.
Also, multiple computers connected to the server. If one computer fails, it's not affecting the other.
Client server is a software that manage the network resources there are two functions. It manages the network resources and fulfills the requests of the clients and completes the requests of the clients. So first of all, its job is to manage the network resources. Second job, to complete the requests of the clients. Completes the requests of the clients. That is the client-server architecture. How many types of client-server architecture we have? Types of client-server architecture. We have three types of client-server architecture. We have single tier, we have two tier, and we have three tier. Three tier is also called multiple tier or n tier. Layers. Single tier architecture. Single tier.
When the application and the data and
Even though he gave an hint, still nobody noticed. Yes, I
when the application data and the interfaces and the external device.
single tier architecture. Tier mean row or layer. So we have one server. We have one server. It is handling presentation, application logic, and the data. Three layers are handled by one single server, one single machine. Presentation, application logic, and the data. All the three. Any example, Muhammad? Example application. In which you integrate presentation, application logic, and the data. Mr. Khalid, Mr. Faisal, Mr. Abdullah, and Abdul Aleh. Mr. Khalid, Yazid, Nasir, Mohammed,
HTTP server,
Excel or Access. Excel has interface. Excel has the logic. Excel has the database. So all the three layers of software is handled by one single application and stored on the server, and clients are accessing as copies from the server. Clients are accessing as copies. Or access has interface, has logic. You know, access can have interface. Access can have interface. Access has the logic and access has the data. All the three by single application. You put it on the server when clients are accessing. This is called single tier architecture. But there are many problems with this architecture. Data redundancy, duplication of the data, because copies. So each user can save. So there will be redundant data in the database when you save it on the server. And not lot of network traffic. Too much traffic, network will be slow. and minimum users can be supported. Minimum users, very less number as compared to the internet or the distributed environment. It is not possible. Then two-tier architecture was introduced. Now you have two machines, two servers. Can you define two-tier architecture? Abdul Rahman? Mr. Abdullah? Yazid? Abdul Allah?
Client and the first client in
Both are servers.
the two tier.
Yes.
And the application in the fact the application and the logic is on the client side and the data on the server side.
So presentation and application logic as a client side. Presentation and application logic at client side as one software app. And database, now the concept of database systems were introduced. Database on the other server. Presentation and application logic on one server.
We have two types, I think. One is fat and one is thin.
Yes. So thick client and the fat client.
Yeah.
But to make it simple, presentation and application logic on one server and database on the other server. Using SQL Server, Oracle Server, MySQL, and application logic and the interface by using tools like ASP, Visual Basic, Java, PHP,
This is from
two-tier.
no.
Presentation and application logic on one server and the database on the other server to handle the data layer as a separate. Still, most of the problems are the same. Security is still problem. Redundancy is still problem. Network traffic is still problem. Because application logic is there. So then three-tier architecture was introduced. Each layer on separate server. If user hacks the interface, still logic is not there. Logic is on another server. So security is improved. He cannot see the logic because each company has their business logic. So it's a business secret. He cannot crack because he doesn't know where is the second server. He knows the interface. And network traffic is also reduced because at the client end you have some processing, at the server end you have another processing. Scripts were introduced like JavaScript, scripting languages, VB script. But still efficiency was not high because three servers can support minimum how many users? Less users in internet or distributed environment. Then three to add to multiple to n. You can add n number of tiers. Presentation n number. Logic on n number of servers. Data on n number of servers database. Hotmail, Yahoo, Gmail. And now you can add security server before the interface, before the logic and before the data. You can add more layers.
For the same tier.
Yes. That is the current client-server architecture, and it is widely practiced all over the world because can support. You can add more infrastructure, more servers. There is no limit. Security is also increased.
But that result is remote.
Yes, because now when you open one record, it is locked. No other user in the world can access the same account, same record. So there is no chance of duplication. Because it happens that two persons try to access the same account, the ATM. Transaction done, like 5,000 real, 5,000 real. Duplicate card. Yeah. Then the bank noticed that two machines transacted from one account, deduction is 5,000, but transacted 10,000. From the account deducted 5,000, but transaction 10,000. Then they noticed at the same time he opened the record from two machines. Now the database has the security. When you open one, you cannot open from another ATM the same account until transaction is completed. It's locked. It is locked. You cannot change the data until transaction will be completed. Then open. No problem. So that person was caught, and then he accepted. Yes, I have one duplicate card, and I asked my friend to transact from another machine to make a fraud. Done. So we have yes.
What in peer-to-peer? What it happen if one PC is failed?
Because it's like a LAN environment, one machine is failed, but this machine is connected to this. You want some data from here. So you have redundancy, can have access from here. So same
data?
yes, same data. But this is not a good architecture. It was the first architecture they introduced because it was before the client server architecture.
Cannot use it anymore.
No more practice. You may say around 90s people use this one. After the client server, the single tier, the 2 tier, the 3 tier and multiple to n tier. No more. No company is using this one. It's almost obsolete now. But it was architecture as a history. So introduced to the student. Point to point, node to node. Peer to peer. So we have single tier, 2 tier, 3 tier to multiple and the n tier. So we have presentation tier, we have logic tier and we have the data tier. Whatever I taught you, explanation is here. For your preparation, you can prepare from here. The view is the presentation and logic is the business or domain logic or the logic tier. And DB, database, data tier. Any question up to here?
Is there any more than the 3 tier?
Multiple to n tier. You can have n number of servers. Like Google, Hotmail, Yahoo, Gmail.
The word tier represents the server.
Tier mean row. You can add more servers. Single tier mean one server, one machine. 2 tier mean 2 machine. 3 tier mean 3 servers. And multiple mean you can have multiple number of servers. N mean you can have 1 to n servers. As per the number of users you have. The distributed environment. There is no limit. You can have n number of servers. Number of users. Like Hotmail, Yahoo, Amazon. In the Amazon, initially their servers were not like now. But as it became popular, they have business growth, they're starting to increase the number of servers. depending the number of the uses. Hit rate, hit rate. How many users are accessing? Now it's a business. There are some companies offering. If you made some blog, blogs, and if the number of users increased, you got money for that.
Just like in YouTube.
They like the YouTube. Location. Yes. If like you are asking to your friends and he is trying to access again and again, they notice. Then they will remove you from the blog, from the system. It should be from the public. Not asking to your family members or to your friends, okay, keep on checking again and again, tick, 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 tick. Yes. No. It doesn't work. The real users, not fake or bogus users. Yes.
I think you can't detect, it won't count if the user access to the same page again, it won't, the counter, I think it will not increase or something.
The same IP.
Yes.
Same IP.
Yes.
So that should be
But you can ask your friends to have different internet cafes are there.
yeah, go from this computer.
Yes.
Change the IP address.
Yeah, and change the IP address. So they know the tactics. Like we know our students, they know the users.
But doctor, sometimes it's not good for the server of this company to increase the number of hits for them. Just like Victor when he called DOS attack of DOS.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. It can crash the system.
yeah.
Correct.
For sometimes it's not so it's not benefit.
But if you have sufficient number of servers, then nothing will happen. Because automatically it will redirect to another server. So, because the load, you are talking about the load or capacity. But if you have the number of n number of servers, then this will,
They share the chemistry.
yes, automatically it will shift it to another server. The location, where are you? So whichever is the nearest one, server will support first. But for example, if load is too much, then another server will be accessed, redirected. Reloading, redirect. I'm busy. MVC. Anybody knows about the MVC? This is your assignment as well. Yes, second assignment. Before mid 2. MVP. MVC. Yeah? Yes, Mr. Mohanna? Yes, Riyan? Even I show you this word at the first day of my course, at the start, but it's 6th week, nobody tried to even check what is this. Nobody tried to notice.
I think for model,
M stands for model, V stands for view, C stands for controller. Model, view, controller. This shows the level of interest you have in this course. How much you are interested. Except one student, he still doesn't know the complete, but he tried. You saw, he saw it. At least he tried. You never tried. It separates the application logic from the business logic. From the business logic. What is application logic, Mr. Faisal? It separates application logic from the business logic. What is logic? I covered that.